We hear it time and time again, but it continues to be true. You have to protect your hearing. You only get one set of ears, and that's the point of National Audiology Awareness Month. And Dr. Judy Huch from Grace Hearing Center is here to discuss. Doctor, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Alex.
Nice to see you again. So why is it so important for people to check their hearing?
Well, hearing loss is kind of sneaky. It sneaks up on you and people don't always realize it. So we should have our baseline. So just in case something happens, like we happen to get in a car wreck and you could have a hearing loss from that, or you have a noisy job, then you can compare it to it. Or if you went through chemotherapy, that can affect your hearing. So you have something to compare it to and keep on top of it.
Yeah, like you say, it can sneak up on you. I have family members who may not have realized that their hearing has slipped a little bit over the years, and then they keep asking you to repeat things, and they keep asking you, and you say, well, have you had your hearing checked recently? So there are certain types of professions, too, that contribute more to hearing loss, right? Which ones are those?
Well, of course, the construction industry, and I see a lot of people in the military, but something that's surprising is your wait staff actually is can also get a hearing loss. They looked in Manhattan at the restaurants and bars there. 1/3 of the restaurants were so noisy that the wait staff started to get hearing loss, and half of the bars. So we go out to eat, and if it's too loud for us to have that conversation, then we probably shouldn't be in that situation too long either.
Yeah, and those poor people are in there 8 hours a day with this high volume. I used to work at the Apple store, very busy store. I remember it being loud all day long, so I certainly know how that goes. And everyday things we do at home can also really contribute to hearing loss. Something as simple as having the TV too loud, right?
There are times with TV, but especially if you wear headphones or iPod, something that's very close, tight into your ear canal, and if you have it too loud that you can't hear outside sounds, and if you listen to it very long period of time, that can put your hearing at risk. Mowing your lawn, although there's not many of those in Tucson, but you should protect your hearing then as well.
And many people might equate getting their hearing checked, getting a hearing test, to say getting fitted for glasses, but it's actually very different.
It is very different. Most people, when they get glasses, it's just how the light is put into the back of your eye. But with hearing loss, your nerve is actually damaged with most hearing losses. And so we have to manipulate the sound, how it's going up to your brain, because it's your brain that processes everything. So we also have to work on that as well, not just how to produce the sound.
Got it. And people go to concerts all the time. You know, they might experience some ringing in their ears afterwards. Of course, you brought along some things that can sort of minimize that.
Yes, so we do have just foamies that people can put in their ear canals, and I have these in my offices just for people to pick up. So you should wear those. You can have custom hearing protection made as well.
Oh, cool.
And so of course I like to have the very bright colors, because if I'm digging in my purse, I need something to find. So we want to protect as well. When you leave the concert and you have ringing in your ears, that's your body telling you you have damage. We'll bounce back every once in a while, but there'll be a time when we won't bounce back like we used to, so we need to protect what we have. And
the medical term for that's tinnitus, right? When you have ringing in your ears, is there a way to treat that?
First, you have to find out the why behind it. Is it because of hearing loss? Is it because of medication that you take? There is no pill to take to get rid of it. Most people with hearing loss that have it, then wearing hearing aids help relieve it. There's therapies that we can do with it, but once you have it, it's something that we do have to learn to deal.
And those hearing aids can sometimes be pricey, and there are people that can struggle to afford that, and so the Grace Hearing Center actually helps people who can't afford.
Yes, and we have help on both our for-profit side at Oro Valley Audiology and our non-profit side, Grace Hearing Center. So you can purchase the hearing aids, you can lease, you can finance, but Grace Hearing has a sliding fee schedule up to 250% of the federal poverty line. So we take donated hearing aids, make sure that they're working well, get a warranty on them, and then we can fit them on people who need that.
Fantastic. And of course, there's a fundraiser coming up too that can help, that will help with hearing health care. And you brought along actually a painting, which is just wonderful. I'm going to show it here to our audience. Tell me about it.
So I do humanitarian trips. I just came back from Jordan, and we work with Syrian refugees. And Sarah, she's 14. She painted this in the art therapy program because we have to have them deal with all of their issues before we can deal with the hearing loss. So what she wrote on the back of it, because it's painted on a UN tent, is, "Wait for me, my beautiful butterfly. Take me with you to Syria. Don't go back without me." So these pieces are very moving, all from children, that we'll be showing at Tucson Botanical Gardens. We'll have a panel discussion on November 8th from 6 to 8. And then the show opens on November 10th. We have a reception 1 to 3, and then we'll have about 20 pieces to show.
Very good, Doctor. This has been very informative. I'm going to give them more information so that they can get out to that fundraiser and get in touch with you. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. If you have an old hearing aid or know someone that's not using an extra pair, consider donating it to Grace Hearing Center. Your donation can be used for a tax credit, and you can learn more by calling 520-825-4770 or by visiting gracehearing.org, and that's where you can get info for the fundraiser as well.